If you were, exploring hypothetical questions in English. Hello, language learners. In today's video, we're going to focus on a fun and highly useful part of conversational English: hypothetical questions. More specifically, we'll dive into the topic of asking questions that start with, if you were. This structure allows us to imagine different situations and discuss possible reactions or solutions. It's a wonderful way to practice your English skills and to deepen your conversations. Let's get started. These are hypothetical questions which begin with, if you were. We often use these kinds of questions to explore situations that are not real, or have not happened, but are interesting to consider. For example, if you were a millionaire, what would you do? This kind of question invites the listener to imagine themselves in a different situation and respond accordingly. The general structure of these questions is quite simple. It goes, if you were plus, an, the, plus noun plus comma plus what plus would, could plus subject plus verb plus. An example could be, if you were an animal, what would you be? Now, you don't always need to use a noun after, if you were. You can also use an adjective. Here's an example. If you were hungry, what would you eat? To answer these questions, you'll typically use, I would, or, I could, followed by your imagined action. For instance, if the question was, if you were a millionaire, what would you do? An answer could be, if I were a millionaire, I would travel the world. Remember that these are hypothetical situations, so feel free to use your imagination when answering. Now let's do some practice. Try to formulate your own, if you were, questions and think about how you'd answer them. You could even try this exercise with a friend or language partner. Here are some starters for you. If you were a superhero, what power would you have? If you were invisible for a day, what would you do? If you were the president, what would you change? And that wraps up our discussion on, if you were, hypothetical questions in English. I hope you found it helpful. Remember, these questions can be a great tool for sparking interesting conversations and practicing your English skills. Keep practicing, stay curious, and until next time, happy learning.